Hey, what's going on, AP peeps? We have a video for you today on how to write an introductory paragraph. And just a quick note, I'm going to be showing you how I teach my students to write. And just understand there's no one way to write. If you find a way that is working well for you, by all means continue with that. This is a video that is designed to help people who may be struggling a little bit with writing, particularly the intro paragraph, which is oh so important. It really sets the stage for your essay. So hopefully I can help clarify some things for you as we get going. Okay, let's start off talking about characteristics of well-written thesis statements. They are complex and they should not simply be a restatement of the topic or the task. In the AP exam, you will be given a prompt. You should not simply reuse that prompt. You should answer the task and clearly state what your essay will be about. The reader, when they read your introductory paragraph, should not wonder, what is this essay about? You should state your position and clearly let the reader know what you will be writing about. So let's talk about the introductory paragraph. What are some requirements of an introductory paragraph? Well, again, here's what I tell my students. It should be a minimum of 4 to 5 sentences long. I've seen many students write an intro paragraph that is 2 to 3 sentences. It needs to be longer than that. If you're struggling, and a lot of people do, they figure, how do I write 4 to 5 sentences when it's just the task? They usually rewrite the task in their own words, which is about 2 to 3 sentences, but don't know what else to write. I tell them include 2 to 3 background sentences on the topic to kind of set the stage. We'll get into that. And this should also include a thesis statement. I say may here because some people argue the thesis statement doesn't need to be in the intro. To be honest, the way I teach my students is yes, just do it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just do it. It clearly states it. You don't have a lot of time. Just make it happen right away. So, what exactly is a thesis statement? Well, it's 1 to 2 sentences, and it tells the reader what your essay will be about or your argument for the essay. And a thesis statement is not, I repeat, not by itself an introductory paragraph. What makes something a paragraph is that it has many sentences in it. So, again, 4 to 5 sentences should have a thesis statement in it. Okay, I'm going to go through 3 different sample essay topics with you and kind of show you what I came up with. So the first essay topic is analyze the factors that changed the relationship between Britain and its colonies in the aftermath of the French and Indian War. Well, you're thinking in your head, French and Indian War lasted from 1754 to 1763, and this is going to focus on the effects or the aftermath of the war. So let's lay a little background first. Here are the background sentences I came up with. In 1763, the French and Indian War concluded, drastically changing the makeup of North America. Great Britain extended its control of the continent, and their enemy, the French, were removed. Ironically, the victory did not eliminate problems for the English, but instead led to new challenges. So I gave the background on the war, who was fought between, and what some of the effects were. But the thesis statement, the real moneymaker, is going to be here. I'm going to talk about the relationship changing. Seeking revenue to help offset the cost of the war, the British took a more hands-on approach to its colonies. This began an era known as salutary neglect, which drastically changed the relationship between Britain and its colonies. Ultimately, this was one factor leading to the Revolutionary War. So I, as the reader of this, will know, okay, this essay will be about how Britain was seeking revenue and also how and why salutary neglect ended. So that's what my essay would be about here. And again, I would talk about the relationship between the British and its colonies. Let's go to another essay topic. How did westward expansion contribute to tensions between the North and South? Confine your answer to 1800 to 1850. So we have a 50-year time period here, lots going on. And let's get to some background sentences. The early to mid 19th century saw the United States expand its borders at an unprecedented rate. Beginning with the Louisiana Purchase, the U.S. expanded from the Mississippi River to the Pacific Ocean at the conclusion of the Mexican American War. So my thesis statement, there's the background talking about really when did it start expanding and when did it ultimately end during this time frame, or what events helped it, what events made it start and what events made it end during this time frame. And the thesis statement is westward expansion caused domestic issues. As the U.S. gained territory, tensions began to develop between the North and South regarding slavery in this newly acquired land. Ultimately, this expansion helped propel the United States towards civil war in 1861. Again, as you're looking at both of these, the background and the thesis, this would be the introduction for this. And you can see that all these are at a minimum of 5 sentences. All right, I'll give you a third and final topic that I've written, and then two more topics I'd like you to give a try on your own. Here's a quote, and sometimes you'll see quotes on the AP exam. And the quote says Thomas Jefferson strictly interpreted the Constitution throughout his political career. Assess the validity of this statement. So you need to clearly say, yes, this is true, no, it is not, or it was true at some point and then it wasn't true any longer, or vice versa. It is okay to say, it's partly true, but kind of define how. So the background sentences. In the newly formed government under the Constitution, Thomas Jefferson strictly interpreted the Constitution. That should be a capital C, my apologies. He advocated that the government could only do what the Constitution explicitly stated. When Alexander Hamilton proposed the creation of the Bank of the United States, Secretary of State Thomas Jefferson was an outspoken critic, claiming the creation of the bank was beyond the powers of the federal government. So I'm laying the stage here that Thomas Jefferson was in favor of strictly interpreting the Constitution. So here's my thesis statement. When Thomas Jefferson became president in 1801, he strictly interpreted the Constitution. However, by the time of the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, Thomas Jefferson gradually loosened his hold on strict interpretation and ultimately helped increase the power of the presidency by lessening his strict interpretation. So what I will be saying in here is that ultimately he did not stay true to strictly interpreting the Constitution throughout his political career. So I'm clearly answering that task. Okay, here's an essay topic that I'm not going to do the intros for. I'd really love it if you guys watching this could kind of try this and do the 4 to 5 sentences intros on your own and throw them in the comments below so other people can see what you came up with. So this essay topic, analyze the effectiveness of two of the following reform movements in achieving their goals in the mid-19th century. We have the temperance movement, women's rights movement, abolitionism, prison and mental health reform, and education. So make sure, in addition to describing what the movements did, you have to say whether or not they were effective. So again, shoot for 2 to 3 background sentences and then a 1 to 2 sentence thesis statement. Sample essay topic number 5, the last one. Analyze the causes and impact of two of the following rebellions in early American history. And I'm only giving you 2, so you'd have to do both of these. A lot of times AP will give you like 3 or 4 choices, maybe even 5 and tell you to pick 2, but I'm just giving you 2. They are Shays Rebellion and the Whiskey Rebellion. So again, you have to give the causes and the impact for each one. Alright, thank you very much for watching on how to write a thesis statement. I hope the video helped. If you guys could take a moment, please subscribe if you have not already and help me spread the word about this video if you found it helpful. And please, again, if you would, I really appreciate if you guys would write your intros in the comments so other people can apply these and see how this actually works. So it's not just my writing, it's student writing as well. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day, guys.